Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We welcome you in. Frank Frangie along with Hayes Carlion. JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. Glad you are with us. I got to tell you, look, I love our studio. We have a great studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love the fact that we do have a great studio. I love all the people in the building. It's a great building.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 2 days in a row now. Yesterday, that gorgeous farm at Okefenokee.
Oh, and the meal, my God.
Oh, my God. It was so good. That was one of the best meals I've ever had.
Yeah,
and I've had a lot of meals. I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
And then today, what a day at the ballpark. It is beautiful ballpark. Session Stadium here on the JU campus. It is just so gorgeous.
Cotton candy right here.
We get to do 2 Rumble Friday shows. On May 8th, we'll be over at UNF for the Rumble, and their beautiful newly renovated stadium and this beautiful stadium. And my goodness, now, if you love baseball and if you love perfect weather, and if you love perfect weather and being outdoors, my 2 back-to-back shows. So I want to thank one more time our friends from the farm at Okefenokee. What a wonderful time we had. My wife was with us. So some of our best friends were there. We had a wonderful time. The meal last night was off the chart.
Oh, it's so good.
And, it really was so good as we knew it would be. And the tour that Doug took us on, and Doug spending some time on the air just showing people and telling people about what it was. So thank you to our friends at the farm at Okefenokee. Could not have gone better, and I know you worked really hard to build that whole event last night, so thank you for doing that.
It was great.
It was really, really good.
Magnificent.
All right, we're going to talk some Sweet 16. We're going to talk a little bit about who's coming back and who's not in college basketball. A lot of that coming up in a bit. But it's a baseball show today. Chris Hayes is going to join us, the JU baseball coach. He'll be here at about 4:15. Alex Ricker-Gilbert will be here at 5:15. In between Prisco, we'll talk NFL at 5 o'clock. So, as always, we are loaded up on the program today, and we are glad that we are. So, we're excited about this, excited about baseball, excited to be here today on the program. A lot of things to get to in those worlds. But let me start with the Sweet 16. How about Iowa?
Yeah.
It was the same game almost.
Makes you feel a little bit better.
It did make me feel better.
Yeah.
I'm still mad.
Yeah, still mad.
But it did make me feel better.
The committee obviously had them pretty, well underseeded. And, they're obviously better than a 9.
Yeah.
And, congratulations to Iowa. That's a tough team. And, it was, you're right, a very much the same game. Nebraska looked like they were in control late, and Iowa was, they die hard, and to their credit. So I don't think they have much of a chance against Illinois, but they've proved me wrong the last 2 times.
Yeah,
so
I don't
we'll
either.
see.
Here's what's interesting about that game is they have a familiarity with each other. Boy, the Big Ten is rolling through it. Because I think Michigan State's going to beat UConn.
And Michigan should beat Alabama.
And Michigan will beat Alabama, I would think so. I mean, they're going to have that's 5 teams in the Elite 8.
That's crazy.
If that's not a record, it's got to be close.
It's got to be close.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 5 teams in the Elite 8 is where I think they're headed. And so, no, that's pretty amazing stuff. So, and we both liked Illinois. Boy, Illinois really handled Houston.
I was surprised that it was as convincing.
It was a rock fight in the beginning. Nobody could score. It was like 2-0 for 5 minutes.
I know, it was unreal.
But Illinois is good now.
Were you surprised? I don't know if maybe this was the Iowa-Nebraska thing. A lot of their fans, in the first game, and then obviously they go and party, or they go and, if you're a Nebraska fan, you go and mourn. But I was shocked that there wasn't more of a crowd for Houston.
Well, I think
even before it got out of hand,
right.
You never felt again watching it through a Florida perspective.
Yeah,
it made it to where I think that was sort of overinflated again, unless it was like Nebraska, in an Iowa thing. But, But I was surprised that I thought it was very much a neutral crowd for considering it was in Houston.
I agree with you. I thought so too. I think part of that too, Hayes. Part of a good home crowd is you got to get them involved. You got to do something exciting. Houston didn't score for 5 minutes.
Right.
I mean, they started 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes of the game, they didn't score.
Yeah.
And I had not. Again, I've told you this all along, and I've been honest about this. I haven't watched probably nearly as much college basketball as I should or should have. You watched a lot more than I did over the course of the year. I hadn't seen. I was again, the sample size is a game against a very good Illinois team. But I was underwhelmed with who Houston was. They were last year. They almost won the national championship. They were 20 seconds from winning the national title last year. This team didn't look anything like that. To me, there's a couple of the guys back, but it didn't look anything like that team from last year.
Yeah, they slipped defensively this year. Now they picked it up offensively, but it really melted away last night in a grotesque start to the game. They did get it tied up at like 24 right before half or going into half. But even then, you never really felt the crowd like you would think. Like, this is Houston playing in Houston.
Right.
And this game feels like it's being played in San Jose, California, or New York or something. Like, it doesn't feel like either one of these teams has a decided advantage. But to your point about the matchups on the court, first off, Illinois is freaky good.
They're really good
offensively. Have been all year. I think they're even considered the number one offense on KenPom. But if not, they're right there. But Houston's offense that had been better just couldn't get going, and I think it's just frustrating. I think we saw this a little bit in the Arkansas-Arizona game as well. Like, when you can't stop a team, particularly I think if you're Houston, who sort of has that identity of great, tenacious defense at all times, Illinois has so many ways they can hurt you. The Stojakovic kid is so much fun to watch because he's the antithesis of what his dad was.
Right.
But, I mean, he drives, and he doesn't even start for
I was just going to say, he was a star at Cal, transferred to Illinois. We all expected to be their best guy. Doesn't even start. He's their sixth man and a really good player.
Yeah, and they've got bigs. They're like
got a lottery.
They're like in Arizona. They're like a Florida. Like, they've got bigs that just seemingly come in waves, and every time they make a substitution, you think, okay, well, there might be some drop off here, and then they've got a 7-footer hitting a three or getting a great offensive rebound. I'm telling you, this Final Four, almost however it settles now, I think Illinois needs to beat Iowa.
Right.
Like, Iowa, I still think they're a gutsy team.
They're a Cinderella.
Yeah,
I agree.
But if it ends up being like some combination of Illinois versus, let's say, Duke, and then on the other side you get like Arizona versus Michigan.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
that's
my gosh, what a display of basketball we will see in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and I will tell you, now sports guy hat off, fan hat back on, boy, it's disappointing that the Florida team, which I think was, if not the equal to those teams, certainly on the same tier, isn't in it. Now, again, give Iowa credit. Iowa won the game. They deserved to win the game. They outplayed them the whole game and made the plays at the end of the game. But I'm watching Iowa-Nebraska yesterday, and when I was watching, we got back from the farm, and I'm watching the end of it, and Nebraska's up 6 or 7. Here comes Iowa, and all of a sudden it's tied. And I will say this, Brennan Sturtz, the point guard for Iowa, is really good.
Yes.
Really good player. And guards in the tournament, man. We've always had that conversation. You got to have guards in the tournament. But I'm watching that thing, and I'm thinking, what a shame we're not getting to see. Because Florida, I said it about Iowa, so maybe I'm all wet. But I'm still confident Florida would have had an easy time with Nebraska.
I agree.
I think they would have easily, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know that they would have beaten Illinois.
Yeah.
But
I was just going to say, I don't know that I'd have picked them against Illinois. Illinois is really good, but what a fun night that would be tomorrow, Florida and Illinois with the right to go to Indianapolis.
With that, how shocked were you? Hoiberg's a great coach, but four guys on the floor?
Yeah, and you hate to see a guy branded by one mistake because they're obviously a very well-coached team.
I mean,
but what a mistake.
I'm not even sure that would happen to Billy Napier if he was a basketball coach.
It might happen to Billy Napier, but
Maybe.
what a gigantic mistake in the worst possible moment. And I thought the same thing. But I also thought Iowa makes threes. Yeah. You got to make threes, man. I said it on and on and on. By the way, I'll talk about this later on. I saw where the Brown brothers announced that they're coming back, for Florida. Did you see that?
I saw Isaiah Brown.
Yeah, they both announced they're coming back.
Oh, thank God that AJ's coming back.
But here
played as many minutes this season as I did.
Well, now I'm hoping by tomorrow, Cooper Josephsberg, the walk-on's going to announce is that what everybody does now? Is they announce they're coming back?
I just need Ollie coming back. That's the announcement I need to see.
Do they all announce it? Is that what you do now?
I guess. I didn't even know AJ Brown.
No, they made an announcement. They announced they're coming back.
Isaiah Brown is actually a consequential decision.
I guess. Was he ever not coming back?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm assuming it's I've signed with Florida Victorious.
I guess.
I'm taking money. I've signed the deal, so I'm not going to entertain, leaving to go elsewhere.
Well, I will tell you this. the word's out there and the question's out there, and there's a lot of buzz about it. They're wondering if you're going to announce if you're coming back from Monday's show.
I am.
Okay, well, there you go.
Coming back.
Okay, I guess that's what we all do. We have to announce
now. The tweet will come out in about 15
minutes.
Well,
we hope so, because everybody announces.
No, I agree. It is strange, particularly like A.J. Brown. Like,
he didn't play.
Like,
and now he's announced he's coming back.
Right.
Anyway, so interesting stuff. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, let's get it to baseball. My friend Chris Hayes is the baseball coach at JU. The Rumble is tonight. Chris joins us to talk about it after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Jaguars, Gators, Seminoles. Jacksonville's football station, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for big number one Duval Ford. It's truck time in Jacksonville, and all month long you can drive home a brand new 2025 F-150 with no money down, no payments for 90 days, and 0% interest for 60 months. That's right, a new F-150 with 0 down and 0% for 60 months. See all the deals now at DuvalFord.com, or just stop by big number one Duval Ford, 1616 Cassett Avenue today. It's truck time at big number one Duval Ford.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming to you live with a show you can't miss. Turnpike Troubadours. Playing St. Augustine Amphitheater Saturday, October 24th.
Kicking up barges on a long hot summer day.
With special guests, Muscadine Bloodline and the Creekers. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at AXS.com. Turnpike Troubadours, live.
Take a walk on the wild side and step into the great outdoors.
Look at this beast.
Captain Kevin and Captain Kirk join Jeff Lageman every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on the Nimnet Outdoors Show.
You got it.
On 1010XL.
Feel the rush of lighting up something truly exceptional. This Saturday, March 28th from 1 to 4 p.m., step into the ultimate cigar experience at Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road. Join us for an exclusive Aganorsa Leaf Cigar event featuring incredible Aganorsa Leaf cigar deals, great food, and exciting prizes. Bring your friends, relax, and enjoy an unforgettable afternoon. Because at Tobacco Cove, it's more than a cigar store. It's an experience.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, gang, Prosser here for my friends Chad and Sandy. What are your concerns? What struggles do you anticipate when it comes time to sell your home? What is it that bothers you? What's keeping you from getting max money as quickly as possible? Well, I don't know what those reasons are because I know they're all silly. Because Chad and Sandy have one down-to-the-line guarantee. Your home sold guaranteed, or they will buy it. It'll be at a price and a rate that you agree upon beforehand. So if you need to sell now, fast, easy, stress-free, and you need max price, then you need Chad and Sandy. The government's making moves intended to push mortgage rates lower. The last time rates dropped, we saw a selling and buying frenzy. Now's the time to prepare. It's time to call Chad and Sandy. Darcy in San Jose did. I wanted to move to a more walkable, vibrant area. Within 3 days of working with Chad and Sandy's team, I found the perfect home. They do it stress-free with a guarantee. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200. That's chadandsandy.com.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire with 6 locations here on the First Coast. Orange Park and Mandarin, the 2 most recent ones. The north side, 2 on the west side and the south side. You need tires, automotive service, brakes, alignments. Our good friends from Big Chief Tire, my friends, the Parmans, they do such a wonderful job. Go see them today. Frangie and Carline with you. My buddy Chris Hayes is the coach at JU and joins us for the Rumble, a Friday before the. I love the Rumble. I love that. I'm a Jacksonville guy. I get all excited. I've been excited all day. How you doing?
Oh, doing great, man. Doing great. It's shoot, man. Days like this and this weekend, man. It's kind of why you do it.
Yes, exactly. And it is a beautiful day out here. All right, let's talk about your team a little bit.
Yep.
Off to a phenomenal start. The injury bug reared its head. By now, people that follow it know Jonah Shields. And for people that don't follow it, Ian Shields, the former football coach, his son Jonah is a really good player. Played second base last year for Chris, plays center field this year. Kind of the leader, the spark plug, the energy. Tough injury, broke his hand.
Yep.
Right?
Fastball, 3-1 count. Fastball rode up and in on him and just couldn't get out of the way of it and got him.
And a bad hand injury. Not a nick that he'll be back in 2 weeks.
Right.
So surgery, the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that and how that's affected your team.
Well, I mean, you hate it for Jonah because he was off to such a good start and he made the adjustment to the outfield extremely well. Kind of felt like going into the season that he would take a step offensively up. And sure enough did, just because of the stress of playing infield every day. Move him to the outfield, just let him relax. And he was off to a great start. And he's so steady. And we've got a lot of left-handed hitters. And that matters whenever, it's an advantage in some ways. But then you got to have competent stabilizers from the right side in the lineup. And Jonah did that at the top for us. So he was splitting those lefties at the top. And when he went down, we've had some problems. We've had some problems trying to figure out the next guy up. And it's tough to replace what he was doing, but that's part of it. I mean, baseball, sports overall, you're going to have injuries. I mean, we're 7-8 guys down right now and in college athletics, we've got limited rosters. And there's not a double A team or a single A team to pull from.
That's
you
right.
got what you got. And, but we're fighting through it. And what it does is it provides opportunity for guys that may have been more of a role matchup situation, part-time guys, or some young guys that maybe weren't ready to play. They're going to get that opportunity and forced into play. And that's kind of what we've been working through and trying to figure out what the right combo is.
25 games in, what are some things that you like about this group?
They're steady. They are, from an emotional standpoint, they're good people, and they bring it every single day. They work hard every single day. It's not always a great product on the field. We don't play great all the time. We make some mistakes in some certain spots, that you'd like to, that hopefully by the end of the season we're not making. But man, it's been a steady group with great effort, no issues at all, no inner turmoil. It is truly rallying with each other, trying to fight our way through this.
You've got some really good hitters at the top of the order. Roger Viguera's hitting your 3-hole. Cade Walter, the leadoff batter, what a good player he is. Derek Bermudez started out hot, struggled a little bit. Tell me about those 3 guys I still think are kind of like the key for you, right?
Yeah, and we're still figuring this group out. I mean, I know we're 25 games in, and we got 18 new players, and we've got to figure out what does motivate them, how do we get them right? We can every time they make some sort of misplay or misstep for us, we're trying to figure out, okay, how do we bring them back in and recenter them? But Cade is off to a great start. He's, people are game planning for him. They're paying attention to where he's successful and then where they can attack him. And same thing with Roger. And the whole world figured out Derek. I mean, they knew Derek was around. I mean, after 10, 12 games, he's leading the country in RBIs. And so they're all coming into JU saying, okay, you can't, whatever happens, you can't let 33 beat you.
Right.
And they've pitched him tough. And then when they pitch you tough, they don't give you anything to hit. You got to stay disciplined, which he did. But then you start getting a little antsy, and he's fighting that on the other side, and trying to rekindle that. And it's one of those. That's why in professional baseball and minor leagues, you play 100, 140, 44 games and 162 at the big league level, and you don't really worry about. There's going to be ebbs and flows. In college baseball, there's a lot more urgency, and we're going to ebb and flow again. I mean, we're gonna get hot, and then we're going to settle in a little bit, and hopefully we're getting hot at the end of the season.
Alex Walsh going for you tonight, 3.45 ERA. What have you liked about Alex's approach so far this season?
Yeah, well, we've asked him at the start of the season. We challenged him, and actually over the summer I challenged him and just said, hey, somebody needs to lead the staff. We lost, Richie Long and Blake Barquin and and Colin Rothamel, high quality people that did some really, really good things for us on the mound. Somebody had to step into those shoes, and we challenged Alex with that. And all the while being himself. I want you to be genuine with who you are. He's not a big rah-rah motivational speech guy. He's just a left-hander, a really intelligent left-hander with an electric arm. And he is genuine to the core of who he is, but he has not missed a beat stepping into that role and taking charge for us. I mean, it hasn't been perfect, but he's pitched really well with his stuff. And the biggest thing is just staying in the zone for him.
Chris, talk about the significance of this game. Number one, UNF playing well. They're 5-1 in the league. They're off to a good start. Three things. A, they're playing well. B, it's a conference game, and you're early in an important part of the conference season, and it's the rivalry. This game, to me, from the outside looking in, there's a lot of stuff here in there.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. I mean, I don't think there's any motivational speeches or any kind of inspirational speeches that either one of us, whether it's our staff or the UNF staff, have to give their teams. I mean, we're very familiar with each other. They know what we do. We know what they do. We know how to attack them. They know how to attack us. And it's a fun environment, but this is also one of 6.
Yeah.
We're going to play these guys 3 this weekend and 3 more times later. And we are really more consumed with ourselves. Yes, they are hot. They got off to a really good start. I mean, they've played 2 of the top teams in the conference, and Stetson and Gulf Coast, and they walked Gulf Coast down all 3 games last week, and they took 2 or 3 from Stetson down there in DeLand. They're off to a really, really good start. We did not get off to a good start. We played okay, in our first 2 weekends, and we've really got to consume ourselves with what we're doing. If we play clean baseball, if we play our brand of baseball and not defeat ourselves, we're tough to stop. And that's what we showed early in the season. If we can minimize our mistakes, we can be a big challenge for anybody in the other dugout, and I think that's the focus for us is play super competitive, control your emotions. I think there's going to be a little bit of that, because nobody wants to especially lose game 1, of the series on Friday night. And but I think control your emotions, get after each other, and do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
You guys have an impressive home record. What's it been like getting used to the facility upgrades, and how has that benefited you guys?
Our guys have really enjoyed it. I mean, we've always played well at home, and it was we had a heck of a road trip. I think it was 10 of 12 or 10 of 11 on the road, and we played okay. It's an uncomfortable environment. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be easy. It's nice to get back home. It's nice to get back home Tuesday night and play, and that was some adverse conditions, and we figured a way to pull it out against a really good Bethune squad, and then just have 2 days at home, sleeping in your comfortable, the comfort of your own situation. And I like where we are. It is nice to be back home, and our guys have really thrived in our ballpark.
You like this team, don't you? And by the way, before I say that, people say, well, no, Frank, don't be a dumbass. Nobody doesn't like their team. But you like this group, don't you? I've known you a long time, and I've watched every year you've been here. What is it about this group? Because I can tell.
They've gotten after it. They've done everything we've asked. From the day we stepped on campus, again, bringing 18 guys in, in this era of college athletics, acclimating them to who we are and to the 17 guys that we have that were remaining, bringing them together. And man, they've done a great job of bonding. They've done a great job of coming together, and I know we can leverage that. I know we can hold on to that when it matters. And we're going to get through any kind of valleys that we're in, and and hopefully we can just continue to peak when we and stay elevated a little bit longer. But this group has got a very good core of just who they are and how they compete, what they can do, and they're genuinely pulling for each other, which is awesome.
You mentioned the injury situation. Who are some of the young guys or guys that have to step in and fill those roles until those players are back?
Yeah, and I mean, it's got to. And Logan Barada's done a great job at third base. I mean, we lost Cade Hentz right before the season started, and he was a guy that started at shortstop for us his freshman year and then played 90% of the games at third base last year, and had an injury right before the season started, and we've lost him for the year. Logan is propelled into that starting position at third base and managed it really well. I mean, it's gonna be a long season for him. I mean, anytime a freshman comes in, if he's healthy, he's gonna get all 56. And I mean, he's gonna end up with 200, 250 plate appearances, which is what you come to JU for, is to play. And he's actually done a really good job. I got to be careful putting him, not expecting too much out of him, because he was going really good early, and I stuck him in some spots I probably shouldn't have. Just kind of trying to ride that wave with him. And, but he's going to be a guy that is really good for us in the future. But, man, he's been super solid for us right now. And then, the combination of Blake Edmonds, Abriel Delgado, and Archer Ogborn are going to have to figure out the center field, left field situation. I mean, we've just got some guys in the outfield that are down, and they're not going to be able. And I don't know that they'll be coming back anytime soon. And that's as a result, we've got guys who are really good players when they're in the right situations. Well, now they're in the situation every day. The situation doesn't dictate whether they play or not. It's just they're playing, and we got to figure out how to maximize who they are. And settle into the everyday grind. Logan's going to wear down. I know he is. So I got to be careful in how much I ask of him physically, because especially once we get into May, man, it's a long season.
All right. Two more baseball things for you, then we'll wrap up with the JU UNF thought. But I got two baseball questions for you. First of all, we're all baseball fans. In addition to you working in the business and us working in the sports industry, do you like, yes or no, and why, the ABS system that you challenge balls and strikes in professional baseball now? Yes or good or bad, and why?
No, I don't like it. But it's the world we're in. And, there's so much.
I don't like it either. I'm saying again, I don't like it either.
It's, to me, it's not necessary. I mean, it's just it's part of there is a human element of it, and I mean, we've got the technology. So there's people out there who's going to say, we got the technology, why don't we use it? Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. But in the I'm a traditionalist when it comes to this game, right. And the getting after the umpires is a good thing from the dugout. I mean, it's fun. That's part of it. And
and this isn't a strike. This is why I don't like it. This says that the ABS says this is. It's not a strike.
Oh no.
I don't care. I got a rule book too. Okay. This ball up here, I guess you can't see me. Hey, right. Camera again. Okay, sorry. This ball, the letters isn't a strike. It hasn't been a strike in 100 years.
Yeah.
Now it's a strike. Right.
You
let a guy throw 100 up here. Well, no one's gonna hit him, right?
And you think of the course of history. I just go back to, I mean, dating myself a little bit, but going back to the Marlins Braves with Eric Gregg behind the plate.
We all remember the game.
I mean, Levon Hernandez might not have thrown a strike that game.
He didn't throw a strike.
And Chipper may have ended up with another one.
Right.
I mean, but that is the good part of it. We'll tighten it up and hold them more accountable. I like the idea of holding the umpires accountable and having a zone, but to actually be able to overturn something right then, I'm not a huge fan of it.
I'm going to gripe about my lineup. Okay, here's my lineup graph. Okay, just indulge me.
Mm-hmm.
You're a great baseball guy. I know the analytics people are smarter than me. I'm not particularly smart. Okay, but here's what I know. I watched Aaron Judge hit second, and I was watching Florida the other day hit Brendan Lawson second. Okay, I get it, but Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, Frank Robinson hit third. Did we get it wrong for 100 years? Were we really wrong? Chris, were we wrong? I want him to hit third. Were we really wrong for 100 years that the best player shouldn't be hitting third? It pisses me off. I don't know why. I'm old, Chris. I'm an old guy.
I feel you. I get it. I get it. But there's some value of getting those. If you look over 162 game season, that dude's going to end up with probably 30, 40 more plate appearances than the guy in a 3-hole, and that's just that they're trying to get as many opportunities as possible. But that is going back to the analytical side of the game.
I hate it. I don't like it.
I'm with you. I'm good with it.
I'm older than you. Okay. Chris isn't a young guy anymore. I'm way older than him. Okay. Two Inglewood guys, one way older than the other one. So, but hey, you've done a great job here. I know you've had a lot of injuries here. I can't wait to see this. I know both teams are going to play great tonight. I'll look forward to the Rumble. Thanks for coming by. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen, for getting out here.
All right, my buddy Chris Hayes, the baseball coach, terrific baseball coach here at JU. More in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
I'm Holt Harrell. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were shocked that some lawyers get more from a case than their own client. After paying bills and costs, if we are supposed to get more than a client, we won't. That's the Harrell and Harrell promise. When we say that we treat our clients like family, we mean it. If you've been in an accident, call us today. 251-1111. Harrell and Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La playa awaits.
Attention men and women. If you'd like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret: Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a Dandy today.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. It's a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity with no appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses AI-driven technology to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day with a rate that's at a 3-year loan. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out all their credit cards, started a home improvement project, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,500. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much cash you can get. No hard credit pull up front. Imagine, this time next week, you could be credit card debt-free. Loan Pronto, A-rated by the BBB, with nearly 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
All right, all kind of locations in town. They've always been on the north side, 2 on the west side, including the corporate office. Phillips Highway is the south side. 2 years ago, they'd opened that beautiful Orange Park location right over the bridge, and then Mandarin on San Jose Boulevard this year. 6 locations. Brakes, automotive service, oil. You see that Big Chief logo, you know, it's people that are going to treat you right, that have been treating people right for the longest time. Big Chief, I'm very proud to be our spokesperson every Friday for my friends at Big Chief Tire Company. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you, JJ LaSelva back at World Headquarters. Thanks to Chris Hayes for stopping by. Pete Prisco at the top of the hour. Alex Ricker Gilbert at about 5:15 or 5:20, so we're looking forward to that. Basketball tonight. You talked all about it. St. John's and Duke at 7 o'clock, 30 minutes later. Alabama and Michigan. I'm intrigued by that one. I think Michigan's better, but if Alabama starts making those threes, I mean, they can make as many.
Any team that can make 17 threes is a problem.
Yeah,
so I think Michigan will be okay.
But they go crazy.
But Alabama can make up a lot of ground with the three.
Michigan State and UConn. I think Michigan State's going to beat UConn.
I mean, that is going to be
what a game that'll be.
A battle.
Yeah, just a physical.
A physical game. Good luck officiating that one tonight.
Yeah, and then Tennessee and Iowa State at 10 o'clock. Tennessee's interesting. Tennessee's had better teams than this one go out, and wouldn't it be something if this team moves on? I don't. Iowa State's down a player. I think Iowa State's going to beat them, but it'd be interesting if Rick Barnes' team moves on in a year where you might not have expected it, when there's so many times they didn't move on when you thought they would.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, it's a big night for Greg Sankey and the SEC, because they could basically get eliminated tonight. They lost Texas and they lost Arkansas last night.
And the odds say they're going to.
So, yeah, Alabama is a 10.5-point underdog to Michigan, at least last I checked. And Tennessee's a 4.5-point underdog to Iowa State. And I'd be surprised if Iowa State loses to Tennessee. They're just much more explosive. But so the SEC could get shut out of the Elite Eight, which is to have that many teams get in and have so many teams play well early. It's just staggering how brutal they were in the round of 32, and Florida certainly led the way in that.
Yeah, they did.
And then going 0 for 4. Potentially in the Sweet 16.
The Big Ten, we now know, was by far the best league. There's no debating it now, and the Big 12 was behind them. I'll say that no matter how many teams the SEC had in it, we've learned now that the SEC wasn't as good a league. It just wasn't. The stats don't lie, or the results don't lie, I should say. But Florida losing is the thing that began to when you have to have your marquee team move. Your marquee team has to be the best. Last year, the SEC had two marquee teams, and you really could make the point that Florida was the second team from the SEC.
Absolutely.
Auburn was the number 1 overall seed.
That's right.
Yeah. But when Florida went down, it was clear then,
because they didn't have a 2 or a 3 seed.
That's correct.
And Arkansas was the next at 4.
Yeah, and not only did they not have a 2 or 3 seed, but both Arkansas and Alabama, although they were both 4 seeds, there was a drop-off.
Yeah.
Florida beat them both by 30 points.
Right.
I mean, say what you want. I mean, the next 2 highest seeds lost to the number 1 team by 30 points.
Yeah.
I mean, think of all the college basketball you've watched over the years. A really good NCAA tournament team doesn't lose by 30. I don't care where you're playing it.
Yeah.
By 30 points very often.
I tell you, I haven't thought about this team talking about SEC 4 seeds, but if you're a Vandy fan, think of the agony you must be in, because if Tanner's Miracle and it was, we're talking
it was in and out,
less than a millimeter away from going in. If that shot goes in, there's no chance Nebraska beats Vandy based on what we've now seen. I actually picked it before the bracket. I picked Nebraska to advance over Vandy. But now having seen how the tournament is played out, Vandy, I think, would have beaten Nebraska. So we talk about, Florida being sick of not being in it. Boy, if you're Vandy, they could have – I don't know that they would have beaten Illinois.
Right.
But, boy, particularly Tanner. And Miles, I thought – had a really good year. He didn't play particularly well in the Nebraska loss, but boy, yeah, I mean, because Vandy could have been sneaky,
right?
But they had the ball, somehow come out at the end.
And one other part to that, Hayes, before we go to break here, we got headlines coming up. It stings even more for Vandy, because history tells us they're not going to be there very often.
Right.
See, it's not like, as much as Florida stings, Florida just won the national title. Florida's been to 6 Final Fours and 11 Elite Eights and has 3 titles, and Vandy doesn't get. Now, maybe Mark Byington's very good. If they keep him, they may have a good little run here. But history doesn't tell us they're going to have a team like this very often. And so it stings even more when you're that team. But it's going to be a fun night tonight. We'll talk more about it as we move along on the course of the program. We'll take a break. When we come back, Hayes has headlines. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Get Florida Gators play-by-play on 1010XL.
The Gators take a weekend trip on the Pig Trail against the 4th-ranked Razorbacks. Florida, Arkansas. Tonight, Saturday and Sunday afternoon on 1010 a.m.
Frank Frangie here. Truck Month is back at Nimnick Chevrolet. Bigger and better than ever. Now, Nimnick is offering supplier pricing for everyone on those new Chevy Silverados. That's right, the same pricing normally reserved for GM supplier companies, now open to the public. You haven't seen deals like this since before COVID, trust me. Now, I've been buying my cars and trucks from Nimnick forever. So when they say they've got the largest Silverado inventory in the region, I can tell you your dream truck is waiting for you at Nimnick. But hurry, supplier pricing ends before March 31st. The best place to go and get cars, trucks, SUVs, I promise you, is Nimnick. I've been doing it forever, and I really have. Visit NimnickChevy.com or to the dealership at the corner of Park Street and Cassidy. You'll be awfully glad you did. An awful lot of nice people selling you the best products on the market. So who does a better job selling Silverados and more? Nobody but Nimnick. Head there today, won't you? Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law. Former Gator Patrick Young pours out orange and blue passion with Hacker on the Gator Bites podcast.
Patrick Young, coming to life.
Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Fridays on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Liberty Landscape Supply is sponsoring Whiteout Cancer Night with the Jacksonville Icemen, Friday, April 3rd. Wear your Iceman gear in store and grab free game tickets while supplies last. Bring your ticket back with any $25 purchase and get a free 1-gallon plant. Liberty Landscape Supply has been making outdoor projects simple in Jacksonville for nearly 20 years. Find one of the 4 area locations at libertylandscapesupply.com.
Picking here. Oh boy, you know I love a good flash sale, and we got one right now from Zero Res. This week only 15% off all cleaning. It's International Cleaning Week, baby. Carpet, air ducts, tile, grout, upholstery, hardwood, area rugs, and more. Be the household hero and book now. Call 287-5727. Flash sale this week only for 15% off all cleaning from Zero Res. Tell Dan sent you. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit DynamicDrivesDesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
If you or someone you know are having a special day soon, perhaps the birth of a baby or a big birthday for a senior citizen, Kuhn Flowers will send the perfect arrangement. JJ LaSelva here with 1010XL, and I've personally experienced the magic of a Kuhn Flowers delivery. Log on or call KuhnFlowers.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Had a wonderful lunch with my good buddy Holt today. He brought along his buddy Frank. We talked Gators. We talked Jags. We had a wonderful time. Went to Island Wings.
Did you bring the heat?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I tried to bring the heat. But yeah, we had a wonderful time. Again, Harrell and Harrell, 251-1111. That is who you need to put your trust into. If you get hurt, hopefully you won't, but injuries happen. Harrell and Harrell, if that happens to you, is who you need to call, 251-1111. Frank, let's get started with college basketball. Isaiah Brown announces he is returning to Florida. So Florida gets their 8th man back, but certainly he could be in line for a much bigger role.
Yeah.
And I think he's earned that shot.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's a guy in the regular rotation. There's nothing he can't do. He can make threes. He's a slasher and a leaper. That's what his reputation is. He's a good teammate. He's waited his turn. I think it'll help him. I'll still tell you what I told you before. I'm surprised that all these guys are announcing. I just assumed Isaiah Brown will be back. But yeah, he does deserve. I'll be interested to see how they use him. Is he a 2? Is he a 3? Is he a role player? Because he's kind of a tweener. He's only 6'4", and I think C.J. Ingram's got a great chance to be their small forward. I'd be surprised if he doesn't open the season as the 3 for them, assuming Hauk's not back.
It is really interesting how proactive they've been with this, because it makes you wonder if, like, because it's like Florida victorious, they're sort of tweeting out their agreement with, so it doesn't seem to be like revenue sharing money. So I don't know if like they're just Florida's like proactively putting a contract in front of them, and they're just saying, sure, I'll take that, as opposed, because I'm surprised at how quick, particularly like Fland, Isaiah Brown even a little bit, because I'm sure there's a program that would pay him pretty good money. I can't imagine Florida is.
I will tell you this. I would imagine they didn't love the way last year's offseason went. They waited a long time on Condon because they had to in Chinyelu. It took forever to finally get Xavier Lee. Aberdeen surprised them. They probably were a little asleep at the wheel on that. They got Fland at the end. It felt like, again, they were busy winning a national championship, so it's not that they weren't tied up. But I think now in retrospect, I think Todd Golden said, all right, we just laid an egg that nobody thought we were going to lay, including us. Screw this. We are getting ahead of it. I'll bet he has been ahead of. I'll bet he's broken down every piece of film on everybody that's on the roster. I'll bet he said, the guys we're keeping, let's keep. If you want to stay, here's your offer. You got to. If not, we're moving on. I wouldn't be surprised. The fact that so many guys, we've had 4 guys now, Flan, Klavjar, and both Browns in the last 2 or 3 days announced they're staying. I think Todd Golden said, I'm not going through this crap again.
Right.
If you're staying, here's your offer.
Right.
Announce it.
Yeah.
So the evidence would suggest that's what's happened.
Yeah. It's a good start so far for Florida's offseason. Let's get into last night's action in college basketball. Iowa keeps its impressive run going, rallying past Nebraska, 77-71.
Yeah, what a game. And again, unfortunately, Fred Hoiberg, who's a good coach, you made the comment earlier, he'll be remembered for having 4 players on the floor, which you never see in basketball. It's really bizarre, except in Hoosiers when Gene Hackman said, my team's on the floor. Yeah. Other than that, you never see it. So it was a bizarre end. But listen, to me, that story's more about Iowa than it is about Nebraska. Iowa's finding a way. They've got an old school. You talk about Hoosiers, man. They got an old school. That was Hoosiers versus Hoosiers yesterday, wasn't it? And they got an old school point guard. He's a really good player. I mean, that Sturts is he started his career at Drake, came with Ben McCollum. Everybody by now knows the story. Listen, I don't think they're going to beat Illinois. I think Illinois is really good. But they do know each other. This is. I mean, they really know each other. This is 2 teams they're in the old, what they call legends and leaders. That whichever one the West teams were, they were one of those. So they know each other well. So that'll be a game. It's the 6:00 game tomorrow night. It'll be one worth watching. They're tough enough to hang in that game. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic conclusion to the South region. Let's get to the West region. Top-seeded Arizona flexes its muscle, toying with Arkansas, 109-88.
You don't know any dummies that picked Arkansas that game, do you? Because sometimes it's hard for dumb people to kind of get by in the world. I thought Arkansas would beat them. Boy, I was only wrong by about 50 points. Boy, Arizona's good. And they were ready to play from the get-go. And you said it a week or 2 ago. You think they might be the best. You said 2 weeks ago you thought they were the best team. They might be. They might be the best team. I mean, Michigan and Duke are good, but Arizona might have the best team.
Arizona's front court is unbelievable, and their guards are very good as well. Just an unbelievable well-constructed team by Tommy Lloyd. The Wildcats will meet Purdue in the Elite Eight. The Boilermakers get a tip-in with 0.4 seconds left.
That was
to
hairy.
eliminate Texas.
Boy, how about Harry? How about Texas? Give Sean Miller credit.
Yeah.
It's his first year. Look, he's a really good coach. He was a good player at Pitt. He was a good coach at Xavier. He was a good coach at Arizona. Got run off because of the scandal stuff. Went back to Xavier. He's a good coach. He is a. And by the way, you probably know this. He threw the lob to Jerome Lane.
That's right. Yeah.
Jerome Lane sent it in Jerome and broke the glass. I had Sean Miller on the program one time. He said, "Just so you know, at our family, that place was known as a dunk. At our family, it's known as the pass." He's a good coach. Sean Miller's a really good coach.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it to tonight's action. We've got St. John's versus Duke. Michigan takes on Alabama. Michigan State versus UConn. And Tennessee, an underdog against Iowa State. Do you think we'll see any upsets tonight?
You know, those are really good games. Can I count a 3 over a 2 as an upset?
I think Michigan State, because UConn's favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I think Michigan State's going to win that game. I think the favorites are going to win the other games. I would love to see St. John's carry on, though. And I think Duke's more flawed than the other ones.
Yeah.
The other 2 ones that are left. But I think just having Patino, he's going to have the suit on. He'll have the pinstripes. He'll have the red tie. I love Patino.
I do too.
And
I will be pulling for St. John's tonight.
I will too.
Like it's my team.
But I think Duke, Michigan, and Iowa State are going to win. I do think Michigan State's going to beat UConn. Boy, Tom Izzo, 70, whatever he is. Man,
he's the last of that generation, really.
He and Kelvin Sampson.
That's true.
But you're right. Sampson was, despite being in his 70s, was a newcomer to that group.
Yeah, Izzo's been great for a quarter century.
Yeah, and he's a good coach, man. He's a good coach. I think they're going to win tonight.
Let's get to the NBA. The league is working on 3 different anti-tanking proposals. Do you think they'll ever figure this out?
No, as long as there's a lottery. Let me rephrase that. Even with a lottery, teams are still going to find a way to tank. I mean, the lottery, at least with the lottery, you're not guaranteed the first pick if you suck. But I don't. Listen, in that league, if you get Wemby, you're going to win a championship.
Right.
So that's how that league is. Other sports, it matters some.
Right.
In that sport, there's only 5 guys.
Yeah.
So if you get the guy and he's out there with 4 other guys, the Spurs are going to win a title because they had the first pick.
Right.
So teams are always going to tank.
Yeah. Very good. No debate from me on that one. JJ, what do you think about it? Any anti-tanking thing that'll work?
I don't know if it'll work. Hopefully some of it makes it less terrible, but really the only answer, and they'll never do it, is relegation. I mean, that's the only incentive for teams to not lose. I mean, even in the NFL, we have less games, so there's less tanking, but towards the end of the season, we all know that the teams competing for a first overall pick, what they do.
Yeah, but basketball more than any. Yeah. Football, there's a real question. Now, next year, when Arch Manning's in the draft,
you could see
if Arch Manning goes this gigantic year at Texas, well, then you can see some tanking next year. But basketball, that one guy changes everything.
No doubt about it. Let's get you out with our musical note of the day. Today, we celebrate Prince. Because this week, back in 1985, Prince won the Oscar for Best Original Song for this classic, Purple Rain. Prince sold over 100 million albums worldwide and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004. Prince died in 2016 at the age of 57, but his music is immortal. Who doesn't love Purple Rain?
One of the greatest artists of all time. I mean, really one of the greatest artists of all time. My favorite Prince song is Raspberry Beret.
Yeah.
But there's not many he's got that I don't like. Great work as always. We appreciate it. Hour 2 is next. Pete Prisco kicks it off 15 minutes earlier than normal because Alex Ricker Gilbert's going to join us at 5:15. Busy second hour. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Load the jump program.
Turn XL.
1010XL. 1010XL.
Gold and silver prices are near all-time highs. If you have old jewelry just laying around, Estates Roadshow wants to buy it. Gold and silver, old rings, chains, even broken jewelry. Don't wait. Cash in while gold and silver are hot. The Estates Roadshow is in the First Coast area Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance. Get cash in your hands for your unused jewelry. More info? Visit estatesroadshow.com or follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming local events and locations.
Frank Frangie here. Madness is back, and Nimnik Buick GMC is bringing the excitement with Shoot for Loot. This month only, when you purchase any new or used vehicle from Nimnik Buick GMC, you'll get a chance to take a shot and win $1,000 cash. That's right, $1,000 cash in your pocket with one shot. And the winning doesn't stop there, because when you shop at Nimnik Buick GMC, you're getting savings and selection. Nobody does a better job. I've been buying my cars at Nimnik forever, and I promise you I trust them. Go visit the showroom off Phillips Highway. And remember, nobody but Nimnik. GMC, we are professional grade.
Every day is game day on Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony break it down from every angle. Roster moves, matchups, league trends, and the pulse of Duval. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
When you buy online, you really cannot tell because you're not looking at the stone. So it's impossible to buy a stone online that you could really see everything about it. You have to buy a diamond in person.
That's John Lupo at Beard's Diamonds, who says one big mistake is trying to buy a diamond online. Because each diamond is unique, you need to examine it for yourself.
Otherwise, you can get fooled, you can get tricked, and that's not a good thing when you're spending thousands of dollars.
At Beard's, John's son Ben says they give each customer the ability to compare multiple diamonds in their price range. Not just on paper, but up close inside and outside.
Go outside in the natural daylight. That's the best test to be able to see the exact color in the stone, see the brilliance in the stone, and the fire and the scintillation, which is very, very important.
People want to know what they're spending this money on, and they also want to be protected.
That's why Beards takes it a step farther with a money-back guarantee and a trade-up policy that guarantees you will always get what you paid when you upgrade. Buy with confidence at locally owned Beards Diamonds in St. John's Town Center.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Josie for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180. Big news out of the golf world as superstar Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash on Jupiter Island in Florida on Friday afternoon. The crash happened just after 2 p.m. Unclear if Woods was injured, and no other details about the crash have been released. The sheriff's office is investigating. 86 degrees at 5 o'clock, time in 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on the Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Man, we appreciate our friends at Big Chief Tire Company. They do a fantastic, fantastic job. Talking a little NFL with Pete Prisco comes up in just a minute. Pete's waiting on our call, so JJ's going to track him down in just a second. And we'll talk a little bit about getting closer and closer to the NFL draft. I got a lot of questions for Pete about the whole quarterback thing. I know he feels the same way about how it's not necessarily a great draft for quarterbacks. You know, so it's not a great draft for quarterbacks. You and I talked about it a lot. I just can't get beyond the rise of Ty Simpson, I guess. And I'm not trying to knock Ty Simpson, but it took 3 years to get on the field for this guy.
I agree, and again, we saw him struggle. I thought, at times throughout the year. So I get it. It's not all about production. It's traits and things like that with certain clubs, but I just think I think a lot of teams are just desperately trying to solve a problem, and they're going to reach to try and solve it. But I'm with you. I don't see Ty Simpson as a first-round quarterback at all.
All right, let's fire up this.
Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Time for all things Jaguars and NFL with Pete Prisco. The Prisco Report, presented by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Showtime.
On the Frangie Show.
Nah, we appreciate our friends from Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. You know by now, they're at the corner of Phillips and Shad. I don't care who it is you root for. They've got stuff in there. It's the best card shop around. The third Saturday every month, they have those card shows. Get over there today or find them on those social channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pete Prisco joins us from CBSSports.com. Pete, I've been thinking a lot about this quarterback thing, and I know you've made the point that next year the class is going to be a robust quarterback class. If Ty Simpson's is Ty Simpson the second best guy, Pete? I mean, is there nobody else? I mean, are there any sleepers in there? It's just really surprising to me the dearth of quarterbacks these NFL teams are trying to find.
Frank, with the Mendoza and Simpson are closer together than Simpson and the third guy.
Okay.
If you can believe that. Yeah. So,
wow. Yeah. Wow.
And
Wow.
I don't agree with what Orlovsky said the other day, and I don't. To be honest with you, I doubt he really believes that either.
Right.
Because I don't think they're that close. I think Mendoza is a clear number one. Simpson has some intriguing characteristics about him, but if you look at the two of them, one of them looks like Brock Purdy, and the other one looks more like a guy who can stand in the pocket and take shots and throw the ball down. And so I think that's not a slight on Simpson because he's a smart kid. You guys know that. He got hurt last year. He's got a pretty good arm, not a great arm. But, again, are you forcing that if you take him in the first round rather than wait to next year? And the answer to that question in my mind is yes, you would.
And I look at and Pete, I look at these, and I loved Garrett Nussmeier. I was wrong. I loved Garrett Nussmeier before last year. I thought he was the best guy, and he turned out to be just okay.
Well, he played through something that they never disclosed.
Yeah, well, that's right, and he did. Because I really liked him. Carson Beck is on the list. Drew Aller from Penn State, who I've never been impressed with. Everyone loves Taylor Green because he's big, tall, and runs fast. But we figured out how much that matters. Boy, Pete, I may like Luke Altmaier more than any of them, and he's going to be a sixth-round guy. It just seems to be a really lean class, I guess.
It's a really and the Rutgers kid has some buzz at the back end of the like a sixth or seventh rounder. But you're right, it's not a very good class, and I think a lot of people do have an eye on next year's class because, like I've said, I think there might be the potential to have 8 or 9 guys that could go in the first 2 rounds next year, depending on growth. Now we thought some of these guys like Nussmeier would be a first round pick. It didn't work out that way.
That's right.
But think about it. Just go down the list, Frank. If you know the college football game.
Yep.
Arch Manning, Sellers, Levitt, who I don't necessarily agree with that assessment, but the kid at UCLA, the kid at USC, the Notre Dame kid. I was watching the Notre Dame film today. That kid can whip it around. The kid at Ohio State. The Sorsby kid who transferred, he's gonna roll up some big numbers. The Hoover kid who transferred to Cincinnati, he's gonna roll up some. I mean, there's a lot of guys next year, and I think if you're sitting there, why force yourself to take Ty Simpson if you don't have to and you can wait till next year? But the problem is, and you know this, it's not like the old days where you could wait, draft a guy, let him develop and wait because you're not going to be around for it. You're going to get fired. So that's I think it plays a lot into the way these guys build these teams.
Of the guys you went through, Arch Manning is a big-time NFL prospect. Lenora Sellers is a fabulous athlete that we'll see. Of all the guys, Brendan Sorsby and Josh Hoover and Julian Sayin, I got to tell you, maybe Pete, maybe they do, and maybe I just don't have as good an eye for it as I hope I do. I see a bunch of third-rounders in that group. And again, it's a year away, but. And again, I like Nussmeier.
Well, we forgot about Dante Moore too, though.
Good point. You're right.
And Aaron Philo.
Pete, I see a lot of third rounders. I guess that's kind of my point. We'll see, right? We'll see. It just seems like the world's different at quarterback now. I guess that's the larger point, right? It's just harder to find them than it's ever been.
Well, they also don't read the field in college football. And so that makes it even tougher to kind of evaluate them. And most of these offenses, it's, take the snap, RPO, ball out,
that's
or
right.
you hand the ball off. And so you don't read the coverage anymore. Now you're going in, even in the NFL, these guys get in there, they're doing the pure progression where you go 1, 2, 3, 4 if you get to the fourth one. So it's changed. The position's changed. But I'm with you. I think Arch Manning is the number one guy in the draft next year.
We're starting to see a lot of Jeremiah Love to the Tennessee Titans early in the first round. What would you think of that move if that's the direction Tennessee went in?
Bad move. I'm not taking it back that high, and I don't necessarily think he makes tons of people miss. I was watching Notre Dame tape today, and I'm telling you what, I think the backup might end up being a better NFL player. That
I agree.
Sounds crazy.
I'm with you.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm telling you, Price, he took a pass in the game against Arkansas on a little swing pass, and he turned it into a touchdown run by cutting back across the field. And he's big, and he's tough, and he's physical, and he makes people miss more than the other guy. I'm not so sure that it's crazy to say it because everybody thinks Love is the end-all, be-all. I'm not in that camp, by the way. I think Price might end up being a better player.
Pete, we're inside of a month now. What do the Jaguars do? Do they load up heavy on defensive guys? Is it like most years they got 11 picks, an assortment of positions? Do they draft a quarterback lower in your mind? Give me an overview. And we got a lot of time to break it down in more detail. But for a month out, give me an overview. What do you think the Jags draft will look like?
I think they're going to draft defense, but they're not going to force the pick. I mean, and by that I mean, we can sit here and say they got corners, they can play with their corners, but if the corner fell to them and you had a high grade on them, go ahead and take them. I don't think that's a problem. So I do think defense will be the priority. I think they have to get better at defensive tackle. That's something they've been trying to do, and I think they'll continue to try and do that. Another edge guy, twitchy edge guy, is something they'll try and look for. And then, a corner/safety. And let's not forget the linebacker position, the weak side linebacker position. You can never have enough of those guys who can run around and be athletic. So I think it's going to be a real focus on the defensive side of the ball, and it should be.
Pete, do you think the Jaguars are going to embrace that heavy tight end package that McVay and the Rams utilized last year? And if you do you think tight end is maybe a sneaky third round? They've got 3 picks in the third round, and we know they love Brenton Strange, as they should. But could you see them adding there at tight end to try and get, 2 good tight ends on the field at the same time?
Yes. I think at some point they'll draft a tight end. And there is some, Sadiq is the number 1 tight end from Oregon. I don't think he plays to his athletic ability. I'm in the different camp on that one. I think there's a lot of guys, if you're looking for that guy who's kind of like the hybrid who can block a little bit. In fact, there's a lot of guys that can block a lot, and they're always intriguing. But there's more than that. There's a pass catcher at the University of Houston. He can catch the ball. He's not really a blocker. You got a bunch of guys at tight end in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round that are going to go off the board, and I think Jacksonville will use a pick in those rounds on one of those tight ends.
Peter, is there anybody left in a late run at free agency? Maybe somebody that they can match the. Obviously the Seahawks just matched Jake Bobo's offer. Is there anything else out there at will linebacker? I mean, right now the will linebacker candidates are Ventrell Miller and Brenton Combs. They really want to keep Jack Kaiser at the Mike spot and have him back up Foye. So it's really Ventrell and Combs now. Is there a veteran out there, someone we haven't thought about, someone they could trade for, sign late in free agency that you can think of?
No, I think they'll look for guys on the interior of the defensive line to see if anybody wants to, get rid of a guy. But I don't think there's anybody really, when you look at it, say go get. What about Calais Campbell though? I mean, remember they kind of were in on him last year a little.
They had they had interest last year. That's correct.
And he decided to go to Arizona. He's still out there. Is he too old? Is he? Do you want that on you? Because he played pretty good football. He wasn't Calais Campbell, but he was still pretty good, solid football player last year. So I think a big body in the middle. That's what they need. As far as a weak side linebacker, I think they. From what I hear, they really like Combs, and and I think Didn't Liam Cohn say that the other day, even unsolicited Gladstone said that the other day when he talked about the linebacker position without anybody asking about him, and I think that's usually a sign. So yeah, I think maybe a defensive lineman, but other than that, I don't think they're going to be that active anymore in free agency because there really isn't a lot left. The thing was picked clean like a carcass on the road. That's basically what happened.
In terms of defensive ends, edge guys in the draft, are there some guys that have sort of caught your eye in that, second, third, fourth round range that you think could be in play for the Jaguars?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of second, third, and fourth round edge guys. Look, R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma is going to go. I think he's going in the first round. I think he should go in the first round. He's actually really, he's a South Florida kid. He went to Cardinal Gibbons, and he's dynamic as an edge rusher. And people don't think he can play the run. I don't believe that. I think he's much better watching tape against the run than I thought he would be. I'm not sure he's going to be there when they pick. He'd be a great pick for them. The kid at UCF is twitchy as an edge rusher. I think he could be interesting. Cassius Howell from Texas A&M, another short arm guy, just like R. Mason Thomas. But who cares? I mean, we get so caught up in those numbers. Nick Benito had short arms, and he made plays. I think he's another guy, Cassius Howell, in the second round. There are guys who can rush the passer. The kid at Cincinnati's an interesting guy. I think he's not really a pass rusher, but he's another good outside linebacker. There's a kid at Wisconsin who can rush the passer. He's probably a fourth rounder. But there are guys you can get to bring onto your football team that can help that pass rush. If you can't get one, in the second round, but if our Mason Thomas fell to them, I would race that card to the podium and take him because you think he's going to be a really good pass rusher.
Final thing, and we'll end with the Jaguars still. Any positions that they're not going to target in the draft? I mean, I still sense they're going to bring in another running back. I still think you want volume at wide receiver because those guys can be gunners. There's still more Is there any position you look up and say, nah, nobody there? I mean, they drafted. I mean, offensive line, you generally want volume. What do they not have to address, Pete?
I don't think there's a position where they don't draft a guy. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Look, the offensive lineman, you always got to get younger. You get a big guard. Then, they like Milam, but you also want to get another one, and another offensive lineman, maybe a guy with position versatility. Running back, I think they'll draft one at some point. You can never go wrong drafting a running back. Wide receiver, they'll draft one. Maybe another guy down the line who can play special teams, like you said. Tight end, they'll draft one. And you go to the other side of the ball. Interior line, yes. Edge rusher, yes. Linebacker, probably. And I think they'll draft some kind of player or two in the secondary because, again, those guys are going to be on special teams, but you also want to get young players back there. So they're in a great position, by the way. You look at that. They had to clean out all that cap crap that Balky left behind, and they're doing a great job of that. And not only that, they have all those picks, and you can use those in a way where you can supplement a roster that doesn't necessarily need to get a starter in this draft because they get two starters back in the secondary who basically didn't play last year, I think, because I think Bransall will start and I think Hunter will start.
Yeah, and it's a good roster to start with. You're exactly right. Pete Prisco from CBSSports.com. Nobody talks to NFL better. It's brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Pete, thanks, buddy.
Next week, next week, got to go to the league meetings on Sunday, so we'll know more gossip next week.
You know what? I look forward to it. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. Thanks, Pete.
All right, take care, guys.
Pete Prisco from CBSSports.com. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. We'll take a break. When we come back, our friend Alex Ricker-Gilbert is the AD at JU. He joins us after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Born in St. Augustine, raised on sports. Powered by Beer and Wings. Beer. Join Joe Cowart for XL Primetime. Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
March is full of upsets, but your oil change shouldn't be one of them. Don't gamble with your time in a waiting room. Go with a proven winner, Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment, stay in your car, and a full-service oil change in 15 minutes. That's why Valvoline has a 4.7-star national rating and was named #1 quick lube in America by Forbes for customer service. Make the smart pick this March. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, and built to win.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Frank Frangie here for Bono's Pit Barbecue. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for over 75 years. And now, catch this. Bono's new limited time offer features an Atlantic fried cod platter with 2 pieces of mouth-watering fried cod and 1 southern side for $15.49, for a fried cod sandwich with 1 southern side for $12.99. You can't beat that deal. And after 1 bite, you'll be hooked. So you better hurry in. The fried cod platter right now at Bono's. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
It's tournament time, and Best Bet St. Augustine has a full lineup of poker tournaments this month. Don't miss daily no-limit hold'em tournaments with buy-ins ranging from $60 to our $160 6-hour Ironman on Fridays. And don't miss the exciting $300 no-limit hold'em St. Augustine Championship with a $100,000 guarantee from March 26th through the 29th. For more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Get a healthy start in 2026. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to help you get healthy and stay healthy all year long. Our dedicated team is committed to providing high-quality care and trusted public health services for our community. Our mission is simple: to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Learn more about our programs and services by visiting duval.floridahealth.gov.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-9336. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-9336. That's 800-444-9336. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-444-9336.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
We thank our friends from Big Chief Tire. 6 locations on the First Coast. Always a Big Chief Tire Friday around here. The north side, 2 on the west side. Orange Park, Mandarin, and, of course, the south side on Phillips Highway. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carlin, Alex Ricker-Gilbert joins us now. But there is big news in the world of sports. You see the Tiger news?
Yeah, wow.
It just broke. Tiger Woods. A rollover crash in Florida. I saw one report that he was arrested for DUI. I saw another report that DUI wasn't involved, or that drinking wasn't involved. We don't know, so we'll certainly we'll track that story, and we'll get to it coming up in just a bit, because it's a major story. Once again, Tiger Woods off the course.
JJ, let us know if you hear anything.
Yeah, we'll certainly track it as we go. Meanwhile, Alex Ricker-Gilbert's here, doing fine.
Yeah.
He didn't wreck his car or do anything. He's just here to join us. How are you?
Thank you for having me. Sorry to hear about Tiger.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking about the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins, the JU Dolphins. Boy, the park looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Last time we were here, you were traveling.
Yep.
And so it was the first time you've been on with us with the park. Looks gorgeous. You got to be proud of kind of everything that's evolved here.
You know, I've learned from my mentor, Frangie, that we gotta add a little something to this park every year.
Nothing's ever done. With our part, nothing's ever done. That is exactly right. Nothing's ever done. So, but it looks great here. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about baseball. Got off to a phenomenal start.
Yep.
Had some injuries. Chris Hayes was on with us earlier. Jonas Shields is the big injury. Broke his hand, gone for a long time. Hopefully he comes back, may not. Had surgery. But the baseball team, I can tell Chris likes this team, doesn't he? You get that sense.
Yeah, and they'll compete. And obviously when you lose key pieces, that'll cause some challenge. But there's one thing about Chris Hayes' teams. They're going to keep battling, and they'll figure it out. And when push comes to shove and it gets late in the season, they'll be playing good ball and competing for it. But, we've worked our way through this sort of muddy water here and are on the other side and looking forward to the Rumble.
How do you think the team has dealt with that adversity?
Yeah, I think it's been a challenge in the moment, but all adversity, on the other end, if you handle it right, leads to better opportunities, better results, and they've stayed in it. They played a really good Bethune team on Tuesday night. It was a crummy night out, cold, windy, rain. Bethune was 6-0 in their league and something like 17-6, and we gave up a lead but battled back and won the game. And that's sort of the resilience of this team, and that's what I think you'll see them continue to do is battle and fight and scratch and claw and give themselves a chance.
Rumble's exciting, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be here. We are here, and then we'll be over there when you rumble over there. So we're excited about that, both on Fridays for us. Did you just get going a little bit when the Ospreys come over? And it has to, right? In
Always.
any sport, right?
Doesn't matter. The sport always does. Yeah. It's fun. Like all the league competition matters, right? Every game matters. But when you have a crosstown rival, you can't sugarcoat it. It's fun. You know, it's cool that we have something in this city where two Division I teams compete and really go back and forth.
Yeah.
Like it's a real rivalry, given the sport and in every sport. And so there's no doubt you want the bragging rights, and tonight's the start of that.
Yeah, Alex, do both schools fans respond in baseball like basketball? Because when you guys play Rumble in basketball, both places are crazy. In baseball too.
Yeah, I think so. The matchups matter. Tonight I think our students will be out. They're back from spring break. We've got some good things going on for them to come over and cheer us on, and I expect the same over at UNF. So, yeah, it matters. It's important to the school. It's important to the city, and again, we're looking forward to the next 3 days, and hopefully we'll take the series.
We're only getting into like the third weekend of A-Sun play, but what's your impression so far of the conference?
Yeah, I think on our side, right, we do a double round robin within the six schools on our side. As we almost got hit by a ball.
Yeah, we did. You got to be tough to do.
Yeah, you got to have your head on the swivel here.
Yeah, you do.
I think it's pretty balanced. I don't think anybody. It's hard. It's early. We have 24 more league games, but there's nobody that I think is way above or below the rest of the pack. And so, again, like every sport, league is what matters. Conference play is what matters, and playing well late is what matters, and that's what we're building towards.
Alex, what did you think of the A-Sun tournament here? Obviously, both JU and UNF lost heartbreaking games, so they weren't able to play in the arena. But still, I got the sense the crowds were good.
Yeah.
I got the sense that we had Jeff Bacon on. What did you think of the whole thing?
Yeah, it was a good first year, and our women won it, so that was a lot of fun.
That's right. That helps.
So they got to go downtown and play 3 games.
And had a terrific crowd for their championship
Terrific
game.
crowd.
Yeah.
And so they went to March Madness for the second time in our history and had a great experience. LSU's obviously really tough, but got a lot of good exposure there for our university in the city. But generally speaking, I thought it was a really good first year. The first year is what it is. It's the first year, so you can learn from what you did well and what you need to improve, and we'll go ahead and do that. And it's a 5-year deal. And so it's exciting that we know it's going to be here in our city, and hopefully the momentum keeps building and people get behind it and it gets better each year.
The women's basketball club, what excited you and what did you see in terms of growth and strides out of the program this year?
Yeah, so this is Special's 3rd year. And, everybody talks about talent and how good are the individual players. And obviously we had the player of the year and the freshman of the year, so we had that. But what I noticed is they really loved playing with each other and for each other. And on any given night, one of 7 or 8 players could lead the team in scoring. It didn't really matter. They just wanted to win. And, everybody's watched enough sports. That's how winning teams win, is that's all they care about. And then today you have a lot of incidents where kids care about their own individual performance over the team performance. But this team was the opposite, and it showed. And they won games down the stretch, and they won the championship game in overtime without their leading scorer and player of the year in overtime because she fouled out, and the team rallied and won it. And so it was really fun to watch, and the group was a wonderful group of women. And like the men's game, now it's how do we retain them? And that's what we're working on right now.
We always ask you about the climate of college athletics now. I can't keep up anymore with what's what, but the whole opt-in, the situation the mid-majors were in, the rev share issue, supplemented by the NIL. Do you like where we are? Where are we? What do you feel about those? Give me a big picture, State of the Union, your opinion.
We are where we are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I like where we are. And the way I see it, in the world of sort of the money with the kids and the rev share and the NIL, at our level, I think it's, basketball, a little bit of baseball, and then everything else. I think it's almost separated as far as what you're dealing with. In men's and women's basketball, money is part of the conversation. In the other sports, it's not as much. Baseball, again, a little bit. But for me, it's just such a flip from 3-4 years ago. You're one thing, and then now you're on the complete other end of the spectrum. And I think we need to be somewhere in the middle. That doesn't happen with where we currently are with the authority that the NCAA no longer has. They're not going to be able to make the rules change from what they are. That's going to have to be legislated federally. We'll see if that ever happens. But I think where we are is unsustainable, and something's got to give at some point.
I've said, excuse me, Hayes.
No, go ahead.
I said the most important thing, I think, and I'm talking about all the college football stuff and whatnot, is this is why I was glad the federal government was getting involved, Alex. I think at some point we have to get away from state courts and judges in states who went to schools making these decisions. If the federal government says the NCAA rule stands and a state court can't overrule it, isn't that the big thing?
Yeah.
Don't we have to get there? And are you confident we can get to that point?
I'm not confident. I'm hopeful, and I do think it's going to have to be federal intervention. I don't know how that all works and how long it takes, but it's probably going to take a long time. It's already taken a long time, but that's going to be the only path to where there's some regulation, because right now it's anarchy.
That's right.
It's anything goes, and so. And again, that's unsustainable. My biggest thing, it's not the money and all that they're getting. It's the transfer portal. And if you can limit that sum, to one time, and obviously there's an exception. If a coach leaves or if a kid graduates, they can go again. But if it's one time, it changes the market. Kids are going to think twice about going.
That's right.
There's not going to be many people in the portal. The supply changes, the demand changes, and the money then comes down. And so if they can regulate that some, I think that's our best chance versus trying to, say what a kid can and cannot earn. I think you regulate it more through the transfer portal, and that's a rule that I think the federal government is looking at and should look at, and is important for us to get some regulation and clarity, and we'll see when that happens.
We talked about that. If there's only one, if you only transfer once, well then Rob McRae, who came here from Wake Forest, finishes his career here, and what a difference.
Steph Payne.
Steph Payne, who came here from somewhere.
Yeah, Incarnate Word, and ended up at Seton Hall.
So I mean, can you imagine if you had Steph Payne and Rob McRae on this past team? Amazing.
Well, and you've laid this out for us over the years. The academic progress just gets destroyed with transfer after transfer after transfer.
Yeah. It's going to be harder and harder to graduate. And I wish that was more of a priority, but it's not. And so that needs to be talked about. For a long time it was. And then that's maybe 5th or 6th on the list of things that are talked about with this. And it's unfortunate because at our level, a lot of it's still very pure. And we're doing what we sought out to do in college athletics, but it's still getting away from us at this level.
I do get the sense that maybe because people are so fed up with the Wild West, that it may be turning back just a little, at least in the mind of some. So we'll see if it is. Final thing, give me the lay of the land of JU athletics. Where we head is a busy time of year for you guys, isn't it?
It's a busy time of year. Spring's always our heaviest season this time of year. Slows down a little when basketball ends, but our baseball, softball teams are competing. Softball's in their 4th weekend of conference play. They took 2 or 3 at UNF last weekend, which was good because UNF's really good. Lacrosses are competing, rowing's competing, golfs are competing. So beach volleyball just went 2-0 today. So we're everywhere. We're
going to all of them? Do you have your golf cart? Is the golf cart running?
It's my favorite thing to do.
He'll get that. I've gone with him now. I mean, in the spring.
That's why we do it.
That's exactly right.
That's why we do it.
Great stuff. The field was great. Good. The Rumble's always a lot of fun. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, let's delve more into the Tiger Woods story, see what we can learn about it. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
There's something about hearing the game live that makes it all come to life. Feel the energy on 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hey, Scarline here for Atlantic Infinity. I am loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Do what I did. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or visit the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
Buying a diamond should be fun, not stressful. But at some stores, the pressure can be intense, with pushy salespeople and mandatory deposits. But at Beard's Diamonds, owner John Lupo says that's not cool.
They wanted to sell them only what they had, wanted a deposit right then and there. They did not want them to shop, and we don't do business that way. It's pretty sad that you don't want the consumer to go shopping. That must mean that they're not confident in their pricing.
It's different at Beard's.
We encourage people to shop. We want you to go shopping, to know that you're getting a better deal and a better education at Beard's. We will do anything we can to make you happy without putting deposits down.
No deposits, no commission sales, no pressure, no pricing games, no corporate rule books. John's son Ben sums it up nicely. At Beard's, it's laid back and relationship driven.
There's plenty of options out there, but we're looking to go the extra mile when people want to patronize us, and it brings us great pleasure to see two lives be connected together.
Beard's Diamonds, locally owned with over 4 decades of doing business the right way. At St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Frank Frangie here for my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
It's that time of year, cutting down nets and laying down bets. This is Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, and it's the place to be when the madness hits. If you haven't tried out Hard Rock Bet yet, no better time to shoot your shot and win big in March. New signups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets with a max of $50. It means if you would have won $100 on your bet, make it $200. Now that's how you get the party started at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Coming to you live with a show you can't miss. Turnpike Troubadours. Playing St. Augustine Amphitheater Saturday, October 24th.
Picking up barges on a long hot summer day.
With special guests, Muscadine Bloodline and the Creekers. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at AXS.com. Turnpike Troubadours, live.
MyGate Rewards members, this deal is just for you. Right now, grab any 2 12-ounce Red Bulls and get 2 of your favorite roller grill items for just $1. When you need a boost, Gates got you. See store for details.
An accident with a big truck can change everything in a matter of seconds. Medical bills start piling up, you're missing work, and the trucking company's lawyers, they get to work immediately. That's why you need a law firm that moves just as fast. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we fight for truck accident victims, digging into the details and holding negligent drivers and their trucking companies accountable. We don't get paid unless you do. Big trucks have big lawyers. You need a stronger fighter. Campione Law. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and if you think Closets by Design is just closets, you've got to see their brand new showroom at Phillips and Emerson. It's amazing what they can do. See for yourself how they custom design organization for any space. Garages, laundry rooms, bedrooms, even the man cave. It's all about smart storage that fits your lifestyle and budget. Schedule an appointment to meet with a design consultant and tour the showroom for ideas you can see and touch. Start at closetsbydesign.com.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, as always, we're going to give the golden moment to our wonderful guests who came by, both Alex Ricker-Gilbert, from whom you just heard, talking about the state of college athletics, as well as what's going on at JU, and Chris Hayes, the baseball coach here, talking about the state of baseball and what's going on here at JU. We certainly appreciate it. We love coming out to JU and UNF and seeing these stories. All right, we're trying to track the Tiger Woods story as best we can. It literally just broke. So while we are talking to Alex, JJ was doing his normal good work tracking it down. JJ, was he impaired? Was he not? What are the stories saying now? What have you read so far?
The Martin County Sheriff has just spoken to the media. He was charged with a DUI after the crash. He blew up zeros, so he wasn't drinking, but they said he seemed impaired and he refused the urine analysis test. So all signs pointing to he was probably on pills, got into a car accident. Luckily, the other person's fine. They went to the hospital, but they're fine. And, that's the latest on Tiger, unfortunately.
I'm trying to track down Brett Hastings just if he come on for a second or two, just to find out what the difference is legally. And we don't know that. I mean, we know about DUI because Brett talks to us about it a lot, about the whole DUI thing. But what is the difference? Impaired is impaired. Would you just told me something I didn't know, JJ, that when you get pulled over and arrested, I thought you just did the breathalyzer and you were good, but there's also urinalysis.
Yeah, if they think that you're on pills, obviously you're not going to blow any in the alcohol test. So they take you back to the station and we're going to make him pee, and he refused, and that was enough for them to charge him.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that. Did you know that?
No, I did not. Let me ask you guys this. We've never really gone there with Tiger and all his indiscretions, but in light of this, because it certainly seems, these are allegations, but it certainly seems like there's a strong indication this was his fault.
Right.
Do we have to start talking about Tiger Woods as maybe one of the dumbest athletes?
Right.
How many times is he going to do stuff like this? And I know he's not a dumb person.
But I hear you.
But, man,
he's an addict.
Terrible decisions.
Well, is he correct, JJ? Is he addicted? And if you combine addiction with an incredible level of entitlement, the result of that formula is very bad. I agree with you, Hayes. At some point, stop. Not everybody. Let me rephrase that. It's possible to mess up once. It's probably possible to mess up twice. But at some point, the lights got to go on. I got to stop this. I got to. Unbelievable.
You also have the financial ability to pay $1 billion times over for a driver. It's just unnecessary.
Right. Well, that's right. And again, there's so much we don't know. But I agree with what you said, Hayes. I doubt very seriously we're going to see a report in a day or two that he was falsely charged. Okay. Right. It's pretty clear that something's going on here, and I agree with you, man. That when we see a story like this, our job as radio hosts is to come up with give you as much information as we can about the details, but then to kind of opine on what we think it means, what it means in society, what it means in the culture of sports, in the fabric of sports, that's what we get paid to do. My take is just like yours. What are you doing? This isn't a one-off. This isn't mental health. This is maybe it's addiction of some sort. But I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah, because
this guy. By the way, he may be the greatest golfer of all time, or maybe it was Nicklaus. You can have your pick. But if he didn't do all this off-field court stuff, then there would be no debate. Because then he'd have 21 majors, and then he'd have,
He'd be getting ready for Augusta in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he was, and probably with a chance to compete.
Yeah. Well, and the thing, too, is he had that accident, like,
a year ago? Or
yeah, like, a couple years, because maybe we might be thinking a different one.
There's been multiple,
The one that I'm thinking of, he literally drove off like a curve.
Correct.
Going like 60 miles an hour because he was so out of his mind.
And everyone speculated that might have something else to do with it besides just speeding. And now it seems like it might have been.
Yeah. Well, who knows, right?
Exactly.
But I mean, but again, the bottom line, which is we're kind of in radio, you're in the what's your take is what your bottom line is. The bottom line is what you said, Hayes. At some point, how stupid are you and how entitled are you that you can just keep getting away with stuff? I mean, my wife always says this, and she's right. Anytime somebody is caught doing something, you wonder how many times did they do it and they weren't caught. Whatever the something is,
right.
How many times? If Tiger Woods has this many awful accidents, how many times did he almost have one? You got to wonder, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you got not only wonder, but you got to believe the answer to that is a lot.
Yeah. And it's just sad to me that Tiger Woods, who's, to your point, like one of the greatest champions, one of the greatest athletes of his generation, and he's a complete mess at 2:00 on a Friday.
I know.
I mean,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. And I mean, if you look at Mickey Mantle, they said drank too much, but he wasn't doing this. Joe Namath was a partier, but he wasn't doing this. If you look at the greats that lived large, they didn't. At least from what was reported, they didn't live large and dangerously. They just lived large. And there's a big and again, reporting was way different in the 50s and the 60s. I get it. But my goodness, it's a sad story. And again, I'm going to ask Brett when we have him on Sports and Courts. Again, I wasn't able to track him down today, but when we have him on Sports and Courts, I'm going to ask Brett, look, what is the difference? What impaired's impaired, but I don't know what the laws are.
And even if you're Tiger Woods, don't you at some point go to jail over this stuff?
Right. At some point, are you going to go to jail? Are you going to go in the cell and spend the night?
Even
in the
if
orange
it's just for
jumpsuit?
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah. And JJ made the best point of all. Call a driver, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
just have one on retainer at all times.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
You're Tiger Woods.
Yeah, interesting stuff. All right, so we'll continue to track that story as best we can. Again, it broke in the afternoon today. When we learn more, if we learn more, we'll let you know. We'll take a break. We'll say hello to Rick Ballou and wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
NBA, Oklahoma City's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is minus 600 to take home this year's regular season MVP award. He won the honor last season, while Victor Wembanyama of the Spurs is at plus 550. Luka Doncic of the Los Angeles Lakers, he leads the NBA in scoring. He's at plus 1,700. Nikola Jokic, who's won the MVP 3 times in his career, he's at plus 7,500. And Jaylen Brown of the Celtics is plus 30,000. Rookie of the Year, Con Knuppel of the Charlotte Hornets is minus 240 to take that honor. Cooper Flagg of the Dallas Mavericks plus 185. Wembanyama is the betting favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's at minus 2,500.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. Summer will be here before we know it, and Y Summer Day Camp registration is now open. Visit your local Y to secure your child's spot early for a season full of memories and adventure. Don't delay. Day camps will fill up. There's no place like this place, so visit your local Y to sign up or online at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pick it here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. If you're looking to get cards graded by PSA or some advice on what to do with your old sports cards, every Wednesday and Friday from 1 to 6 p.m., Seth and Maria review cards for PSA submission. We then mail them out if they're grade worthy. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Looking for adventure? Need a machine that works as hard as you do? CF Moto has you covered. At Ride Now Beach Boulevard, we've got CF Moto ATVs and UTVs built for any task, any trail, anytime. Tear up the dirt with the trail-tested C-Force ATV lineup or conquer through terrain with a Z-Force UTV. Find your CF Moto ride today at Ride Now Beach Boulevard or visit ridenowbeachboulevard.com. ATVs and UTVs are for riders 16 and older. They can be hazardous to operate. CF Moto recommends an improved safety training course.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball opens today at Five Star Ballpark. Come early for the opening day street carnival and don't miss post-game fireworks, all presented by Roland Reach Plumbing and Ascension St. Vincent's. Tomorrow, the first 2,000 fans get replica championship rings and more fireworks presented by Birkin Construction. The defending AAA national champs are home all weekend. Tickets start at just $5. Visit jackshrimp.com for tickets.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Now we thank our friends from Big Chief one more time. 6 locations in town. We sure appreciate our friends from Big Chief Tire. Brakes, automotive service, oil changes, alignments, and the best tires around. Whatever you think if you have a vehicle, they'll find the right tire for it. They do a great job, our friends at Big Chief Tire. People you can trust when you are on the road. They certainly keep jacks rolling. Frangie and Carline with you, JJ LaSelva. We're live at Session Stadium. God, what a beautiful night for baseball this is going to be. The game starts at 7, by the way, not 6 o'clock. So we're an hour away from first pitch. I say not 6 because in past games we've been here.
It's 7 tomorrow also, and then Sunday at 1.
That's right. So 7, 7, and 1. So, but in past shows we've done here, like before the time change, there'd been a 6 o'clock start. So we want to make sure you understand that if you're coming out to the ball game, first pitch is not for about another hour or so, 7 o'clock. But come out and watch the two terrific teams. Man, it's fun to watch. It's really fun to come out and watch the River City Rumble, JU and UNF getting together here at Sessions
This is the
Stadium.
101st meeting.
How about that?
Isn't that interesting?
It really
JU
is.
leads 55-45.
Isn't that great? So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So 3 games there, and then on May 8th, 9th, and 10th, 3 more games, and we'll be live there too. So we'll be live at for both the Friday first pitch or first game of this series. And again, the big news of the day: Tiger Woods once again messed up. Our friend Gary Smith just sent us a text, and he's right. He said the shame of this is apparently he hit a guy that was a pressure washer. Did you see this story?
Yeah, only through Smitter's text.
Yeah, that a guy was obviously just a guy in the neighborhood trying to do a job, and Tiger slammed into him.
Lucky to be
Well,
alive.
he won't have to work again.
Yeah.
You think his pressure washing days are over?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So
He's
anyway.
going to be pressure washing his millions in cash.
Yeah. I guess. So we'll see. My goodness, what a sad story. All right, tonight, any upsets? You asked me. Same question for you.
I actually don't.
You think UConn wins too?
I think UConn wins.
Okay.
I was tempted to go with St. John's, but I picked Duke in my bracket, so I'll stay loyal to that. But if I think St. John's has the best chance.
Illinois get to the Final Four. They beat Iowa.
I think Illinois pretty easily.
So 3 1s and a 3 is kind of where it looks like it's going to be.
I think that's the way.
3
where
1s
it's
and a
headed.
3. If it works out that way, that's the way it'll be. All right, very good. Let's say hello to Rick Below.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, the tournament last night, exciting basketball, huh?
Unbelievable. Yeah, some upsets as far as I'm concerned. And will that happen again tonight? The one I'm most interested in will tip off in about an hour and 25 minutes with obviously St. John's and Duke. But we saw some runs, as we always see in the NCAA tournament. The Nebraska game really surprised me. I thought they had that. They got off to a torrent start, and I'm like, this is going to be easy money. But, talking with the Philly Godfather on Wednesday, it was a huge public play for Nebraska. It was also a big sharp play. So whenever you get both sides on it, to me, that is a major reason for caution. So my listeners heard last night, I went with the Iowa Hawkeyes in the upset.
How about that?
Rick knows his stuff.
I just don't. Too bad I don't bet.
It's too bad you don't.
Yeah, because I was going to bet on Tiger Woods to win the Masters in 2 weeks.
Rick, what do you make of that story?
Oh, man. I mean, it's just stupidity. I mean, I love the guy. I absolutely love Tiger Woods. And, I guess the breathalyzer, no alcohol, but, he's always been rumored as a guy that is on meds and that he is impaired. So, I'm sure when it's all said and done, he'll get the best lawyer that money can buy and it'll get dropped. He may have to pay out to the individual on the receiving end of this. That's just typically the way things go. But, it just amazes me that if you're in a situation like that, why you don't have for us, it's an Uber, but for him, it should be a limo driver. I mean, that should be end of the story. Just have someone transport you from point A to point B.
Yeah, he probably could afford it. No question. What's coming up tonight, Rick?
Well, we got a lot tonight. Yeah, and also, you know what's cruel and unusual? You know what is?
What?
Baseball. Why do they make us wait?
I hate it.
Day two. I
hate it. I got no game tonight.
It's been going on forever, and I understand there were, I want to say there were 6 teams that did not play, including the Braves, yesterday. But I've never understood that with Major League Baseball, why they make you wait. And especially if you lose, it's that much more difficult. And, football fans, you got to wait 7 days. But baseball fans, you get in the flow of it. You want to play 5-6 nights a week. I just don't get why they do that. But anyway, the latest on Tiger. Basketball will keep you updated. Also, Travis Holmes from Big Cat Country is going to join us. We'll talk some Jazz.
Yeah, all right. Coming up just a bit. Rick, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. That'll do it for our program. That'll do it for the week. Good week. We've certainly enjoyed it. A lot of hoop talk. We'll have a Final Four in place when we get back on the air on Monday. We'll see you back from the studio. Same bad time, same bad channel. Don't go anywhere. Rick Ballou is next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show.